So next up on the list, since I got a few more characters I wanted to see Doctor Who crossover with, is Superman. Yeah, Superman and Doctor Who crossover. I would absolutely love this. I would absolutely love to see Doctor team up with Kal-El. Because they're very much alike. I mean, the Doctor, in my opinion, is the Superman of Britain. Like, he's Britain's Superman. Last of his kind, very intelligent, and very feared and loved throughout the galaxy. Um, Very unique rogues. Has a rogue, like, the Doctor has a rogue called the Master, who is also a Time Lord like him, only evil, kind of like General Zod in a way. So, Doctor Who's kind of like, has that Superman thing to him. So, it'd make a lot of sense for the last Time Lord and the last child of Krypton to team up. And I would definitely, if this comic were to ever be made, I would definitely get Grant Morrison to write it. I would absolutely love to see, because Grant Morrison has written Doctor Who comics in the past, but I would absolutely love to see him write both Superman and the Doctor teaming up. And he has written crossovers before. He has written a couple. One I can name off right now is the JLA Wildcats crossover. So, yeah. Now, there are plenty of ways you can do a Superman Doctor Who crossover, time travel, end of the universe kind of scenario. There are so many different ways you could have Superman meet the Doctor, and it would be. I'd really like to see if the writer, like I said before, I'd pick Grant Morrison. But you'd probably be thinking, well, Superman would probably be doing all this stuff. He'd be doing all the stuff while the Doctor would be like, all right, go Superman. Now that I would have it like Superman, like there's a crisis that even Superman can't handle, but the Doctor offers his services. Superman can't travel through time. I mean, you can't really count the Christopher Reeves movie, where he flew around the world and made the world go back in time. So Superman can't travel through time, but the Doctor can, and he's probably the smartest being in the world. So yeah, definitely this team up. Next up is Tarzan. Yes, Tarzan and Doctor Who. This is one you're probably thinking, what the hell was he thinking? Well, think about it. Doctor Who, like I said, can travel through time and space, and it'd be kind of cool to see the Lord of the Apes and Lord of the Jungle meet the Lord, the Time Lord. Again, this would be another cool one because Edgar Rice Burroughs really made this character to be this kind of have these out there but very primal adventures. And it'd be kind of cool to see how the Doctor would react to someone who's so primal, where the Doctor is mostly like this. You see him, he's like this prim and proper kind of person, but he also has that adventure tone to him. So I think he'd be kind of stunned when he first meets Tarzan. But I think it'd be cool to see him because Tarzan has an articulate side to him, but that loves that sense of adventure. So I think he'd be kind of off-put by Tarzan at first, but I think once he gets to know him better, I think he'd be like, "Well, Tarzan, it's been fun. I'd really like to do this again sometime." And I could probably see them traveling to Pellucidar. I mean, the Doctor has his own set of underground enemies known as Ceruleans, who are like these dinosaur-like ancestors who are incredibly intelligent. So maybe see the Ceruleans trying to take over Pellucidar, or something like that. I don't know. That's a general plot right there. And if I remember right, Tarzan is still owned by Dark Horse. I don't know. I think they still own the rights to Dark Horse. Maybe they gave it to Dynamite. Who knows? But yeah, pretty unique, pretty cool to see the Doctor and Tarzan fight together. Seeing those two fighting side by side would just be awesome. But yeah. Next up is Doc Savage. Yeah, the Man of Bronze. Now, why you're probably wondering, why him? Why did you pick Doc Savage? Doc Savage, because he really has these out there adventures. He's a very cool pulp character, and he's a very intelligent person. And again, I'd really like the Doctor would be cool to see, just to see another intelligent man. But also, I think he'd be intrigued by Doc Savage by seeing just this modern man with somewhat superpowers to him. And Savage has gone on a whole thing of adventures, and I know currently that DC owns the rights to Doc Savage. Hopefully he stays around during the relaunch. I don't know what title he'll get. But yeah, this is another cool one. He's a pulp character. I would love to see these two out of all of them because I wanted to pick at least one pulp character, and I wanted to see like these two could probably get along a lot better because I don't know if the Shadow could work with the Doctor or even the Spirit. So yeah, I thought Savage would probably be the best one because he'd probably be willing to work with the Doctor while Spirit and the Shadow would be like, screw you, buddy. But yeah, absolutely, Doc Savage and the Doctor. All right. Next up is Army of Darkness. Yes, another Dynamite and IDW crossover in mind. Now, you're probably wondering, well, now Deadpoolzilla has probably gone insane. Nope. I really think this could work. I mean, again, the Doctor is a very hyper-realist. He believes everything has a scientific meaning behind it. Whereas Ash has, like, everything, he fights supernatural stuff. And I'd really, just to see these conflicting egos really go at it. I don't think they would work together, but they would definitely have some banter between those two. Definitely, I'd love to see the Doctor and Ash team up against the Army of Darkness, and because the Doctor can't really, like, he won't acknowledge anything supernatural. He has to have a cosmic or realistic reason as to why supernatural things are happening. And Ash is all about the supernatural. Like, he'd probably tell the Doctor, like, you can't just write this off. You can't just say, well, that's a robot, or that's an illusion, or that's an alien. I know firsthand that these things are monsters. I know they're demons. So, yeah. I think that would work pretty well. I think it'd be cool to see, like, maybe the Deadites are trying to want to take over the Doctor and have him, and use him to control the TARDIS for some reason. Maybe, like, I don't know, kill Ash when he's a kid or something. I don't know. That's a general plot right there, but yeah. But I'd love to just see the witty banter between Ash and the Doctor, just to see those two just argue all the time about what logic is, and Ash is just a normal man with a gun and a chainsaw, whereas Ash is the Doctor is this very articulate person. I think he'd be like kind of grossed out when he sees Ash go to work, like blow a Deadite's head off and then saw his body in half. And just be like, ugh, you're gross. But I think it'd be just a cool team-up all in all. And Army of Darkness has been known to cross over with a lot of stuff as well, so I think it makes kind of sense just to see those two work together. Following that is Thor. Yes, probably the only Marvel crossover I had in mind. Now, why did I pick Thor? I say Thor because there are episodes where the Doctor encounters gods. He encounters gods, and they turn out to be aliens. This was old classic Doctor Who, and it'd be kind of cool just to see the Doctor encounter Thor and try to write him off as like some alien, because like I said with the other supernatural stuff, he can't write it off as just saying, well, it's magic. He can't accept that. So it'd just be cool to see him work with the God of Thunder while saying, well, you're not a god, that's the thing. You're probably some alien. You just don't even know it yet. Just that conflicting ego he has with Thor and all of Asgard. And in fact, I think he'd be kind of taken aback by Asgard. He'd be like completely, stunned. I think he'd be awestruck and be like, wow, this is some great alien civilization. I'd like to see him, get into a game of wits with Hela, Loki's daughter and goddess of death. Be cool to see him confront Hela and just be like, hello, I'm the Doctor. You're screwed. And see him work with Thor. Thor would be kind of like, well, stop calling me an alien. I'm a god. And the Doctor would be like, nah, you're an alien. You just think you're a god. That's the thing. And just be back and forth with all that. But in the end, I think it'd be cool. And you're probably thinking, well, Thor would probably be doing all the work, right? Well, the Doctor has his, maybe Thor gets weakened or something, or he needs to travel to a certain event in time that the Doctor can send him to. And, the Doctor's not completely useless. It would just be kind of cool because I kind of got this idea from watching one of the old classic Doctor Who episodes as well as an old Star Trek episode. So yeah, I think this Thor Doctor Who crossover would be kind of cool. So yeah. But anyway, moving on to Full Metal Alchemist. Now, I know what you're going to think. Great, Full Metal Alchemist. Now he's really gone off the deep end. Well, this crossover and the last one are just, just a wild card crossover that I know will probably never happen ever. But it'd just be kind of cool to see if it would ever happen. Of course, with Full Metal Alchemist Doctor Who, I just actually got this idea last night. I was watching Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I need to watch more episodes. I need to actually collect the box sets. But that's a entirely different thing. Never mind. Doctor Who and Full Metal Alchemist. This could actually work because I really think the Doctor would get along pretty well with Ed. Well, actually, I think they'd argue at first, but Edward reminds me so much of the Doctor. He has that brash and bold, but yet courageous and caring side to him. I think he could be a Time Lord if he has the Doctor's personality. That just doesn't make him a Time Lord. That was just a poor analogy. My bad. It's been a long day. But yeah, Edward and him would get along pretty well. I think the Doctor would be kind of intrigued in alchemy, knowing that it's not magic; it's a form of science, of pseudoscience. I think he'd be kind of interested in that. I think it'd be kind of cool just to see him tease Roy Mustang as well, and him come in contact with the homunculus. Like to see how the Doctor would handle that. That'd be cool. But for the most part, I'd like to just see him, hang out and fight alongside Ed and Al for the most part. And, maybe the Doctor can learn, maybe Ed can teach him how to use alchemy. That'd be pretty cool, the Doctor learning alchemy. I think that'd actually be kind of awesome. But yeah, I think he'd actually argue a lot with Ed and Al, but eventually, he'd consider them, good friends. Because he has that personality just like Ed has the same personality as him. Especially the 11th Doctor. But moving on to the last one, and that's Tenchi Muyo. Yeah, Tenchi Muyo. This one works also on so many levels, but I know it'll probably never happen. Tenchi Muyo deals with the same stuff the Doctor does, Doctor Who does. I say this because they go through time travel, space travel, aliens, monsters, clones, robots. All sorts of stuff happens in the Tenchi Muyo universe. Now, I don't know what... I prefer to use the OVA series if I could choose, and maybe have them meet all the Doctors. I'd have them go through a time-traveling mission trying to save Tenchi, or maybe Ayeka, or one of the members. And I think it'd be kind of cool just to have a cool scene with the Doctor and Washu. Because there is an episode where she... Not the one you're probably thinking of for the Tenchi Muyo fans, where she fell in love with another member of the Science Academy and she lost him and the baby. There was another episode, if memory serves. It could be in the OVA or one of the other episodes in one of the other series. I can't remember. But she talked about meeting a man that she had close feelings to, but she never went into that. I think it'd be kind of cool to have it like she fell in love with one of the Doctors. One of the incarnations of the Doctors. So that'd be kind of cool just to see, and even the Doctor and Washu working together would be just kind of awesome, because Washu claims to be the smartest being in the universe, but then be kind of belittled by the Doctor because he practically knows everything in the universe. It'd be cool to see all the other members except Tenchi. Tenchi'd be like, well, what's so special about this Doctor guy? And they'd all be like, oh my God, it's the Doctor, it's the last Time Lord, the survivor, the survivor of Gallifrey. And all that. But yeah, this and Full Metal Alchemist will probably never happen, but that was just those were my two wild card picks. But all in all, hope you guys have enjoyed this. You guys can video response or comment below on what crossovers you want to, what Doctor Who crossovers you want to see. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. I really want to know from my fellow Whovians, what would you like to see Doctor Who crossover with in the comic books?